Hey guys, Scott Stevenson here, and back with another video. Just came back from Cine Gear 2023 over on the Paramount lot. If you guys don't know what that is, it's basically like a giant expo, sort of like NAB, strictly cinematography equipment, both lighting, camera, some sound, things like that. But it's all high-end professional movie making equipment, and it's actually pretty dope. And it's a lot better than NAB. NAB is mostly stands for National Association of Broadcasting. It's mostly a lot of like broadcasting equipment, things like that. Whereas Cine Gear is more high-end professional cinematography gear. You know, less video production, more filmmaking, which is definitely in my ballpark of what I try to aspire to as a cinematographer. More narrative films, more commercial work, things where you're actually setting up shots and going off of a script, that type of stuff. Not really videos where you're just kind of winging it or shooting events, things like that. So I'm trying to kind of get away from that kind of stuff. But anyway, Cine Gear was incredible. There's a lot of really amazing things to see there. But one thing that I really noticed that I kind of gravitated towards the most was the grip gear. I don't know what it is, working all this time as a grip, but you know, there's awesome camera gear stuff there, and lenses, amazing lenses, lighting, incredible lighting. Aperture came out with some new lights. Really saw some cool technology there, some like inflatables, all different types of lighting. That was really impressive. But the one thing that really stuck out to me is grip gear. It doesn't change a whole lot over the years, but you know, it's a really crucial part of a film set is the grip gear. Whether it's a dolly or a C-stand or a menace arm, that stuff is super important. It doesn't matter what light you're putting on it or what camera you're shooting on, the grip gear is essential on the film set. And one piece of gear that I wanted to tell you guys about today is the Kupo Baby Boom. Now, this thing is pretty cool, actually. I'm actually using it right now on this setup. I'll show you guys a little video right here of the setup that I'm doing. So I got my camera set here. I got a little quasar going on, and then I have this stand with the boom arm, and then I have this light mat up above, and it's just kind of boomed up there, as you guys can see, with this boom arm. And you just put a little sandbag at the back, and yeah, that's it. So I've been working with this boom arm for probably 2 years or so. Not this specific one, but just these type of boom arms in general. I have them on a lot of different grip trucks that I work off of, and they're fantastic. You know, sometimes you want to use a menace arm, but you don't need to go like 8 feet, 12 feet. You don't need to go so far. Sometimes you just need a little bit more than what a C-stand can give you. And these little baby booms from Kupo are incredible. They get you about almost 6 feet or so, or a little under 6 feet, like 5.5 feet. And sometimes that's all you need to arm out a little light mat, arm out a little hair light, something like that. I use it all the time for backlights, hair lights, background lights, edge lights, whatever you want to call it. However you want to, something where you need to get some sort of lighting back behind your talent, and you can't be having a stand in their shot. Something like this, where I need to get a light back behind me here, but without having it in the frame. So I feel like this thing is super essential. I'll show a few examples of times when I use this baby boom on set. A couple, mostly talking head, sort of like interview situations where I just need to kind of boom something out and to just get that little scratch, that little edge of light on somebody, and I just need it kind of just out of frame. The one that I actually picked up is the aluminum version, which is black, and it's they call it a photo version, but I think that it's perfectly fine for filmmaking if you're not putting too heavy of a unit on it. Something like a Titan tube or a quasar or a small light mat, maybe a 2L, something like that. Or if you're using like an aperture like 60X, it's actually perfect on there. That's actually one of my favorite lights to boom out over people's head, to do like a little edge light, because it's pretty hard, it's directional, it's bicolor, it's got the barn doors on there. And with this Kupo baby boom, it's absolutely incredible. Actually, Matthews makes their own version of this type of boom arm. I don't know, I just prefer the Kupo one. I think it's a little bit cheaper. It's right around $100 or so. You get it on Amazon, B&H, you know, all the stores have it. It's usually in stock. It just goes right into a C-stand. Yeah, it's one of my favorite little pieces of kit. And going to Cine Gear, seeing all the crazy lighting, seeing all the crazy cameras, that stuff is always changing. One thing that you can definitely use in your kit, no matter what, is a way to boom out lights overhead. And, you know, especially if you do a lot of talking head, a lot of interviews. That's kind of like the bare bones of like what we do in the video production and filmmaking process. Especially if you shoot a lot of documentary stuff like I do, you're gonna want to have something that you can put out behind people's head if it doesn't need to be like a full-on menace arm situation. A lot of times it doesn't need to be. Sometimes it just needs to be a small little light overhead. Hopefully this recommendation is helpful to you guys in some way. Once again, I'm Scott Stevenson. Thanks for watching. Feel free to check out my past videos as well as subscribe to see my future ones. Peace.